This is Basement Generation, and I'm Clara Joy. Egomaniac, I love looking at myself. At the train tracks, I think I know when it's coming. Self-worth or stuff me up. I think I don't know how to do it myself. Only make me feel special or not like anyone else. My name's Clara Joy. I'm 18. I'm from New York. I play guitar and I sing. Sometimes I play keyboard, but it's mostly guitar. I hate genres because I've been told I'm bedroom pop, but like I don't consider myself to make pop music. I mean, I guess I kind of just say indie or like alternative. So I was like 15, I think, when I put out like my first album. And I had like written a few songs before that, but they were like really bad. And I think I like posted one on Tumblr, but it was just like so shitty. But yeah, I made an album and I was in high school, and when I was in high school I had like 2 friends and like was so shy, no one talked to me. I remember people coming up to me in school and being like, I found your music on Instagram, like it sounds kind of weird but I like it, or something like that, and I was like, ooh, this is really embarrassing that you know about that, but also kind of cool that you like it. This is like where like the music is made. This is a mixing board, Tascam. This is a keyboard. This is to get the synthesizer sounds for the keyboard. Then these are like some keyboards, but I don't really use those. This is an amp, this is an amp. These are the microphones I use. If you put this so like my P's don't pop when I sing or anything. There have been so many times when I've asked for sound check or even like asked to be paid and people get really weird about it. Like a lot of the time when I ask to do sound check, people don't let me do it because I'm a solo artist with an acoustic guitar and like I'm a woman. They're like, oh, you don't really need to do sound check, like we should let the bands do it. And I'm like, well, I mean, my performance is just as important. Like asking to be paid at the end of a show is really weird when it comes to like asking men, because they're not used to like this young like woman being very direct and being like, oh, hey, like, what will we be paid for this show? Or like, do you have the payment for the show? And they're like, I don't really know. Like, I don't really know what that is. And I'm like, why? Yes, you do. And I've gotten also a lot of comments being like, from guys in bands being like, that was a really great set. You should stop your project and join my band. Like, I've gotten that before. I've gotten, that was cute, which was like very demeaning and weird. I have so many songs here that are either like finished or like in the process of being written. I try not to throw them away. I know it's like really messy, only because I like to like sometimes look back at them and use them for other songs. I write truth statement at the top, and I put like 2 semicolons, and then I write like what the truth statement about the song is going to be, like what the topic of the song is going to be. And then I kind of try to write the lyrics, because I find that when I do that, it like helps me stay on track with what the song actually means. I find it really hard to do like melody first or like play guitar first. It's usually always writing first. A lot of people write like in their phone and stuff. I used to do that, but I noticed that like writing on paper is easier. Greta Klein is in Frankie Cosmos, but like her really old stuff on Bandcamp is just her, which like I remember listening to and being like, oh my god, like you can just record a song on your laptop and put it on Bandcamp. Like you don't need to have like a huge studio. And then same with Daniel Johnston. A lot of his stuff is like done with a tape recorder, just like of him playing the organ, like screaming. And I think that that's really cool, very DIY. Bob Dylan isn't really like DIY, but I think he's more an inspiration for lyrics and like just that like New York feeling, I don't know. Like everything's an inspiration. Every time I go to a show and see kids like doing music, I'm like, I want to do that. Hey baby, you're so divine. I'd like to take you out tonight. Hey baby, you're so divine. The world will tear us apart. You told me you would never tell your parents we were going to hell. Our souls can never be forgiven because they have their own religion.
I've always been curious why. You'll see coming up, like a lot of like rich people have like lions carved outside of their houses. And I'm like, what is that supposed to mean? Alright, we're on the block of where my high school was. I hated it so much. I actually never really went in the last year. I kind of just like would show up like midway through the day. It looks like a prison, by the way. If you're not from New York, you probably don't know. Most New York City high schools look like some kind of prison. I live very close, so often I have to pass it, which isn't great, but that's okay. This is like the diner I went to as a kid. I still go there a lot. It's called the Chelsea Square. Prices have gone up a lot, but it's still smiling.
I think New York has probably been like my main source of writing and music. Like even songs that don't even have to do with the city, like when I picture them, I'm like, I picture myself in the city, like that is how I feel. I'm like walking down the street or whatever. We're really lucky to be able to be in a music scene in the city that is kind of accessible to like all ages. And I think that's a huge reason why I started playing shows, was because I could just like get on the subway and go anywhere I wanted to. Now I feel like we just have like all these new bands all of a sudden. Actually Max Drury is like a huge person who like helped this happen, because he constantly is making shows happen. And I don't know if like we would be doing as much without his help, so. In general, like, I think it is a community that is special, but in any like kind of small community like that, there will be like judgment of other people. There's this feeling sometimes that like you have to be like super cool and like act a certain way, and like everyone's like looking at each other and like trying to figure out like if you're cooler than the other person. At first when I was making music, I was really self-conscious about like the lyrics and like how I sang. And then I realized like being self-conscious about your music is literally the worst thing you can do, at least for me, because it just like holds you back so much. When I play shows and like people are singing along and stuff, like it's because they usually tell me after like those lyrics like were very special to me or whatever. Like I would love to be able to do music as like a real thing for my future, but like it's really hard to do that. I try not to think too much about like too far ahead, because it can be very stressful, so I try to just like, this is what's happening now. Music is going well now, hopefully it goes well in the future, we'll see.
I used to go to this deli every day when I was in high school. I would get a bagel, toasted with cream cheese, and iced coffee, vanilla iced coffee.
How are you? Long time.
How are you? Yeah.
How you been?
I've been good.
Yeah.
What's up, babes?
You doing good?
Assalamu alaikum.
Very nice. Yeah, Frank. Why so much super?
I didn't know what to say, so I said, thank you.
Body on the sidewalk. We don't make eye contact. I don't think he's breathing. I'm back to sitting on the streets again, and I don't know why. Walking by myself in the window, the same.